welcome you to another edition of the program Inside Crossover. This is one program that tells you everything that is happening on the Cross River State political landscape in the private sector. We discuss everything Cross River because Cross River State is the only state we have, and we have to defend it and protect the state in general. So today we'll be picking on a very topical issue, because that's what we get to do. We let you in on the basic truth of the issues that are happening on our landscape. And today we are looking at genital organ disappearance and its impact on our society. You go about hearing people talk about the disappearance of some genital organs, and of course have people go about with bitter cola and alligator pepper in their pockets. And of course, I decided to do an episode on this for us to throw more light on what is actually going on in the landscape, because I really want to know what is happening. I have here with me Barrister James Ibor. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Beatrice Akwala.
All right, so Barrister James, I know that we'll get to hear your standpoint shortly. But what will make someone say that their genitals have disappeared? What will make, for me, for instance, I would not say my breast has vanished when it has not vanished. Because we've seen a statement by government that there is nothing like that in Cross River State. Now, my question and my curiosity is this: why is it happening now? Why has this not happened before? What is actually the landscape that is making people to live in fear? What is actually happening with the disappearance of organ or genitals generally in Cross River? What's your take on that?
Well, first the question is, why is it happening now? It shows clearly that there's mass hysteria, because one or two persons have said it. There's a lot of fear that is being spread. So people generally now begin to have that feeling. I decided to even check it online. I discovered that it's called Coro syndrome, where people begin to feel that, look, something strange is happening to them. They suffer depression, anxiety, then you begin to have that feeling. It's a feeling that your genital is missing or has disappeared. I'm also aware of what they call, the doctors or scientists will call it aphalia. It's a rare condition where you have a congenital disorder where you actually do not have a phallus. There are few persons like that, because the organ, the genital, fail to develop properly. So even if somebody raises an alarm out of fraud or criminality, that his phallus is missing, and you can actually see that there's no phallus, it's not enough to lynch anybody or to beat anybody. It would have, it may be that the person never had it before. It is impossible practically for your phallus or your penis to disappear. It is impossible. It's not possible. Okay, and that's why I'm curious. Yes, and that's why not just my sound. This is scientific. Okay. Yes, and it is curious when I hear that police even arrested the person they claimed
to buy it.
Took somebody's penis. You understand? Any police officer who does that has violated the fundamental right of that citizen, because it is an impossible crime. The law cannot compare the impossible. So how do you even involve them? Except police are taking him into protective custody. Okay. So he's not supposed to be detained and extorted, like we've heard that a lot of young people have been extorted. The person that should be arrested should be the person who claimed his or her organ disappeared, not the person suspected, except the police is taking the person suspected into protective custody and nothing more.
Actually, like I said, I have a lot of questions to ask, because I know a lot of people out there are just wondering, because we heard that somebody has come out to accept the fact that yes, he buys it. Now, how is it being taken to be sold? Those are other questions that on my mind. In your mind, you said that nothing like that is happening, but can we double check? And then we talked about mass hysteria. Why is mass hysteria happening? What is responsible for mass hysteria? What is making people live in fear? Because I really want to find out. Because I went somewhere yesterday and I saw a few friends, and I was like, how far now? One of them wanted to talk to you. I said, no, everybody stay with whatever is bothering you in your mind. Everybody should stay in their body with their own evil spirit. The guy was like, no, that he wanted to give me bitter cola and alligator pepper. And I don't know. I believe in God. I know my God is able to, some people serve the God that carries them. I serve the God that carries me, so I will not take all of those things. But in all of that, what is it really, are we double checking to be sure that there's nothing wrong? Because people cannot just, for instance, everybody's afraid to die, but we've not seen any controversy regarding death. So I really need to know what do you think is responsible for this mass hysteria?
Well, you see, there's a lot of poverty, our economic crisis. A lot of people are suffering depression. A lot of people are struggling to make ends meet.
Okay.
So I think that may be responsible. Poverty, and the fact that sometimes people are just confused and want solutions to certain problems. They slip into depression.
Okay.
And sometimes they don't have answers for some of their economic crisis. People are losing jobs and all that.
Okay.
I can't really say exactly, but let's stay with the truth and the fact.
Okay.
It is impossible for somebody's genital organ to disappear. And I want to use this opportunity to challenge anybody. And the Commissioner of Police, the PPRO, Police Public Relations Officer, has come on air to say so. The government of Cross River State have also come on air to say so. And I like what the Commissioner of Police is doing now, because it's actually creating an unnecessary fear. A lot of people have been lynched and almost killed. And that's why we, the civil society, in conjunction with the police, we are pushing very hard for anybody who makes such claims publicly and exposes anybody to mob action should be prosecuted. The police have arraigned about 3 persons already, and we are really encouraging them to prosecute these persons, so that by the time we have 2 or 3 or 4 convictions, people will be deterred. It is criminal to make such claims because it is not possible. It is not possible in law. It is not possible scientifically or medically. And even the spiritual claim is also false, because how do you justify it even spiritually? Because it doesn't exist. And I learned now that bitter cola is very expensive. Because
bitter cola is now 500 for one.
Yes, so people are making a lot of money. Whoever brought that idea that bitter cola helps to preserve your, and alligator pepper helps to preserve your genital organ, the person is mean. Yes, but it's making people make some business and make some money. But it is sad that in the 21st century we spread such rumor and endanger people's lives.
Okay, so if you're just joining us, the program is Inside Cross River. We talk everything Cross River State, and of course we are very, very concerned about what happens in our state. That's why today we are taking a look at the genital organ disappearance and its impact on our society. And I have here with me Barrister James Ibor. Now let's go straight to what the law says on this kind of matter. What is the position of the law?
It is a crime that is not possible. Like I said, you cannot compare the impossible. For you to say a crime has been committed, you have to prove the physical element and the mental element. Yes. So how do you prove the physical element in this case? How do you prove the mental element? It is impossible, because it's actually not possible. Yes. And instead, the person who makes such claims, because you cannot prove it, has committed a crime. By the time you cause a mob to lynch anybody or to hate anybody, you've actually committed a crime. That is criminal defamation of character. And you can be charged for criminal defamation of character or conduct likely to breach the peace. Yes, it's a crime. So if you don't want to be prosecuted by the police, please stay away from anything, those kind of accusations. You're actually wicked to make such claims. You're actually wicked to make such claims. If for any reason the person actually drops his trouser and you cannot see any organ, it's not enough. It's not enough. And if the person makes such very strong claims, the person should be taken to the hospital for the doctors to determine the person's, to determine the problem. And it can be solved scientifically.
All right, so I want us to play the devil's advocate. What if this is possible? What if there's an aspect we've not checked? Beyond the legal terms, beyond what the law thinks on it, beyond the psychological aspect analysis, beyond the medical analysis? What if there is something that we've not checked? Is there any possibility like that?
I think that is speculative. Okay. And the law does not speculate. Okay. It is either A or B. It's like saying human beings that you want to know whether you exist or you do not exist. Okay. You know the fact that you exist. Okay. You know, so saying so is actually trying to stretch your imagination too far. Okay,
could this be deliberate? Can we now say that there are people who are deliberately trying to cause, to dent the image of Cross River as a government or Cross River as a state per se?
Well, like I said, it may not be deliberate. Okay. Like I said, there's what they call Koro syndrome. People who slip into depression. It's a mental state of mind. Yeah, it's like saying somebody is feigning madness. If somebody is mentally ill, the person is mentally ill and the person needs treatment. So anybody who makes such claims need help. All right. Yes. All right. But I also know that some criminal gangs may have also exploited the opportunity to rob. You know, just make a claim, just to rob the person that, look, we've had cases where people, after making the claim, your phones are stolen, your luggages are stolen, and the people disappear. All right. You know, so we just have to be very careful, and the reason why the police is stepping in very forcefully to ensure that order is maintained. Okay, so we are still on the genital disappearance and its impact on our society. All right, Cross River State is a preferred destination, and we can't afford to have any form of confusion or controversy on our landscape. That's why today I'm here with Barrister James Ibor, and we are looking critically at this topical issue, the different perspectives, the different angles, and he has given us his own specific analysis. Now, before we go, I want to get your own maybe, I don't know, your advice to people. I don't know if it's the advice or maybe your own thought, your own analysis. Going forward, what would you have to say to that class of people who are going about with their bitter cola and they get up pepper in their pockets? What can you say to that category of people out there? Well, it's like I said, it is their fundamental right to go along with anything. It doesn't really bother me. Okay. My only concern is that I will encourage them not to join any mob action. And not to spread the rumor, because that rumor is dangerous. We are all vulnerable. Our brothers and sisters are vulnerable. Who knows if tomorrow is my brother, people will allege that he has taken somebody's penis and is lynched and killed. I won't take it kindly. So the only way we can protect our society is to diminish the rumor and tell the truth the way it is, and ensure that anybody who deliberately makes such claims is prosecuted. There was a case of someone that somebody brought to my notice on Thursday. The person was just living a normal life, and I heard that he went to Mariam Market and his genitals were disappeared, and right now the person is in a state of depression. The person isn't coming out, the person isn't doing anything normal activities like he used to do before. That is where I even got concerned. What do you think must have happened to such a person? Yeah, the Marian story is disturbing because the man may have I don't know what to make of it, because for now it's hearsay. Yeah. Yes, and but again, for the first time, I know somebody who is neighbor to this man, and this person is telling me on good authority that this man is now indoors. He's not stepping and he's not talking, and then people have come out to say truly the organ has disappeared. Who is the person? I challenge anybody. They told them and they told me categorically. It's not the wife may have conspired with the husband to deceive the public, so and that should be. What are they gaining by that? It's like people tell lies, and they may have their motivation for telling lies. Okay. So such a case should be investigated, because they are spreading rumors that are dangerous. Okay. So that's why the police should be interested. Right. Yes. Okay, we are navigating towards the carnival, and I know that people cannot spread fear. You have no right to begin to tell stories that are not visible. You have no right to begin to tell stories that will make Cross River State begin to look like a place where people can go
and be free, and which is not, going to be acceptable, because the government has said there is nothing of such happening in Cross River State, and they said that emphatically. So as we navigate towards the carnival, I want you to address the people of Cross River City in general. What is your advice to them?
The stories making rounds in Cross River that people genital disappears is false. It has no place in law. It has no place in science. There's no objectivity or even subjectivity in it. Anybody who makes the claim, is either the person is a criminal or the person has some mental illness. And if the person is sick mentally, the person needs treatment, needs help. If the person is a criminal, the police should go after the person and ensure the person is punished.
All right. The program remains inside Cross River. Of course, we get to let you know different issues happening within our landscape. And today, our topic has been the genital organ disappearance, and of course, and its impact on the society, taking a look at the Cross River State scenario. And you heard from Barrister Jill, who said nothing of such. You heard from the government that said nothing of such is happening in Cross River State, and I dare to...
Even the police.
And the police have the same opinion. So whatever is responsible, whatever that spirit is that is going around the landscape, obviously we have to overcome it, and the only way to do that is to believe in God. Believe in God. God is the author and finisher of all things. Let us believe in our God. There is no fear out there that will make you begin to go about in fear. They said that fear is what kills you before you are crowded. So let's not allow fear to overwhelm us as a people. My name is Zapala, and the program remains inside Cross River. I'll let you in again on other practical issues happening on our landscape. The least I can say to you right now is let's support the Senator Prince Bassett and the Tulu administration for us to build a prosperous of our collective dreams. Bye-bye.